Hey, what's up guys? It's Brian from IGN. I'm here with Robert from Activision, and we are checking out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants in Manhattan, which is the new platinum multiplayer, single-player Ninja Turtle brawling game.
That's right.
How am I doing so far? That
Doing
sounds
good.
about right?
That's exactly it.
Okay, so what's going on here? Because this is definitely one of the more beautiful looking Ninja Turtles games we've seen.
Yeah, so this is Platinum Games' take on TMNT, and it's kind of a fun mix of a lot of different universes to kind of create their own little enclave in the TMNT history, right? So it's not necessarily directly from any specific one. It takes a lot of inspiration from IDW, a lot of inspiration from the original show as well,
Sure.
and just a lot of different places. You'll notice it's a lot quirkier and there's a lot more humor in it than maybe other iterations have had, and it's a Platinum Games game, so it's really action-packed. And the fun part is it is 4-player co-op multiplayer, so it's it can get pretty intense.
And April's in the game.
April is in the game, so she kind of helps you out, and you'll see her
Finally.
talking. Yes, finally.
So here we got the 4 turtles. Now each of them sort of have their own sort of mechanics and style, right?
Right. So right now I'm using Leo, and he's kind of a well-rounded character.
Yep.
So he has like medium range and decent damage.
So I should point out that you're playing single player right now.
I am playing single.
But you are able to switch between any of the turtles on the fly.
That's right. Do that.
Wow, there we go.
That was a combo move. Then we do it with another throw air. Oh,
I don't even know why the foot soldiers bother at this point.
yeah. So you can swap between the various ones. They all have kind of their own signature moves. So this is Leo. His is turtle time. He can actually slow down time, and that slows it down for everybody if you're in multiplayer. And you can just kind of do a huge amount of damage in a very short period of time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Super helpful. And it allows you to set up other characters' combos, and that's kind of what this game is all about, actually. So there's definitely a multitude of combos that you can make use of, but the really the meat of the depth in this game is the way that you use your abilities with the other turtles. So if you're in single player, that's really the way that you use them with yourself as you swap the various ones. And then if you're in multiplayer, you actually need to communicate with your teammates and tell them when you're going to be doing the really big moves.
So is that sort of a fundamental mechanic of this game, is setting up a move in single player and then jumping over to the next turtle and sort of keeping it going from there?
Exactly. So once you start to get the feel for it, and it's something that you really need to do against bosses, you'll basically find yourself doing one series of moves with one turtle and then swapping to the next and continuing it immediately. And then doing it with up to 4 if you really want to get crazy, which is pretty fun.
So now you just ran straight up that building, which is like not really a thing you get to do in a lot of Ninja Turtles games. Most of them are pretty street level. You're kind of walking up and down the blocks, beating the foot soldiers. What's going on here? You've got all these different moves.
Yeah, so traversal is actually a really big part of this
Parachute.
game. And yes, you have like this, kind of the glide, we call it.
Where was he hiding that thing? I don't want to know.
Best not to think too hard about that. But yeah, you have a lot of fun little traversal things. Like one of the big things Platinum wanted to do was make sure that just getting around the world was a ton of fun.
Sure.
And so you can kind of, even though you don't have a skateboard, you can kind of grind on wires. You've got little trampoline awnings and stuff like that, if I can find one. There's also poles that, if I can jump on, ooh, there's the awning. So you can jump pretty high off of those. You can actually, if I can angle it right, yeah, you can grab the pole and launch off of it. That can connect into attacks and things like that. So there's a ton of fun things you can do with traversal that, wall runs. Ooh. So a mission just started. So the meat of the gameplay is you're going to be, for each stage there's going to be a bunch of different events that happen that are actually different every time you play. That was done with multiplayer in mind specifically, so that you'd be able to have a different experience every time you played a level. Where am I going?
So each of the stages is sort of a kind of microcosmic section of this dystopian Manhattan where all these animals run around and fight each other.
Actually, you definitely do spend time in, I don't know if it's Manhattan exactly, some portion of New York.
Yeah.
But there's actually quite a few different stages that'll take you to different places.
What about other dimensions?
I don't want to spoil too much at this point.
Okay.
But you can expect some interesting variety there.
Awesome.
We'll put it that way. Okay.
Now I'm noticing you're collecting a lot of these kind of green orbs as you're running around the stage. What's up with those?
Yeah, so those are actually, they give you what we call battle points, which in the top left corner you can see I have 3,800 or so. You can use that to upgrade your abilities and make them better. You can level them up multiple times. And then in addition, you can also find these things which are called charms that you can equip on your character that kind of give you some really incredible benefits.
So are the when you level up a character, is it a temporary thing or a permanent thing?
When you level up an ability, it's a permanent
Okay.
thing. You don't actually level up the turtles specifically. You have what's called you have a player level, which is basically your overall experience with all of the turtles.
The turtles themselves are emotionally stunted at age 17.
Exactly. So yeah, so that's kind of how it works. All right, let me go take this guy out. He has explosives on his back. Let's see if I can- The best way to attack him is actually to shuriken him.
So what was that? That was almost like a.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you have projectiles that pull you in very close to the camera. That's really cool.
Yeah. So, and actually, if you have the right charms for it, you can get some pretty amazing upgrades to them. For example, you can get shuriken that explode every time you hit something.
Wow.
You can get ones that do that have a variety of effects and things like that. So if you like the projectile stuff, you can definitely.
So you can sort of level up
into it, so to
tailoring
speak.
to your own certain play styles,
Exactly.
basically.
So.
Again, a lot of stuff we've never really seen in the Turtles game before. Like having someone, I mean, we've had projectiles and stuff, but never really from that perspective.
Exactly. Yeah. So they wanted to. Those were some of the concepts. Is they wanted to bring like ninja-like traversal, and keep it fun. And they also just wanted to create like a leveling system that would be really rewarding as your online and offline, and kind of allow you to tailor to your playstyle as much as humanly possible. So like all of these moves can be. So these are ones we just have for the demo, but there's actually a huge amount of moves that you can use, and you can level them up how you want. You can equip them. Basically, all of them can be equipped however you want on all 4 turtles. So in single player, that's a lot to think about. In multiplayer, it's also a lot to think about. But you also have to communicate when you're using them. So those are kind of the key concepts for this game.
So do you find yourself switching between the characters a lot, or do you kind of stick with the turtle you love most?
So I love.
Because everyone has a favorite
min-maxing.
turtle.
My favorite turtle is Raph, easily. Always
Yeah, me
has
too.
been. Nice,
Because
good
he's
choice.
sassy and
the best.
sarcastic and depressed.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, like I do like using him a lot, but the more I play, the more I find myself actually swapping between them, just because you just do so much more damage when you use the moves correctly. So I'll show you that a little bit right now. So these aren't actually my favorite. I have a personal set of moves that I really like, which are not on this demo. So I'm not going to be as efficient as normal. So you'll see, like, all the turtles are just going all out right now.
Yeah.
His health bar is just dropping.
Which is important because Bebop now has a chainsaw.
Right. So this is actually...
What?
Yeah.
What's going on?
That is Michelangelo's signature move. Actually, it's his cooperative move. So if he teams up with another turtle, or when he uses his combo attack ability, he'll actually bring down disco lights and make the enemies all dance.
Which they legally have to do, right?
They have no choice, exactly. And
I was hoping I would see a
purple.
large pig holding a chainsaw dancing to disco today. This is an important part of my day.
So that was actually I did like a last second
Oh,
dodge
wow.
there. So if you do a last second dodge, you saw like I went around him in a
Yep.
circle.
And your health is pizza.
My health is yes.
Of course.
Has to be, right?
Yes. Which is awesome. What was it? Does he have a gun too?
Oh yeah, he's got a lot. He's got a lot of different tools.
He's been shopping.
So ooh. Hold on. It's a little hard for me to talk and do this at the same time, but I'll. All right.
So
I
you're
use a
just
funky
using
move.
Donatello's revive move there to kind of heal the entire anybody in this globe, right?
Oh, actually, no. That's a different move. So that's like a barrier, and it pushes enemies away.
Oh, interesting.
His revive move is like a pizza thing that he throws in the air, and it brings everybody back to life instantly.
Sounds right.
Yeah, totally. So everybody's used a bunch of moves now. Oh, never mind. The AI used the ability. I can't hear you now. But Mikey has a move called Cheerleader where he cheers. totally on cooldown now. But what it does is it resets everybody else's cooldowns, which is only he can do it, and it can make a huge difference in the amount of damage you deal.
Now you guys are sharing health right now, right?
So we all have separate health. Like
Oh, okay,
on the left-hand
cool.
side, you can see health bars, and they're all going down.
And the same applies to multiplayer, right?
Yep. So there's also a revive mechanic where, let's see if I can actually, you'll see it when we get to multiplayer.
I like how he hid in his shell when he got hurt.
Yeah.
The world is a dark place.
Uh-oh.
I like that Disco Fever freeze he did back there.
Oh no.
Oh god.
So he's actually, oh, you didn't get to see it too well, but he's
Did you cut off his head?
No, nothing that violent.
There he is.
He's good, he's good. He'll be back. Oh, I just gotta charm. Sweet, so that's like, this is a very shortened version of the first stage in the game.
These are Bebop's test results.
Yes.
So awesome. So it kind of tells you how well each character did by the end as well, right?
Exactly.
So is that sort of a meta game when you're playing multiplayer to sort of be like, okay, we're all working together, but we're also kind of competing to a small extent?
Yep, you all have like a score that comes up, and there's like a scoreboard and stuff like that. So you can kind of see who's doing the most and who's doing the least.
Cause Bebop's the best there is.
And that little piggy ran where? All the way home.
So Robert, when can people play this game?
May 24th this year, so this summer, PS4, PS3, 360, Xbox One, and PC.
Awesome. Turtle Power on many consoles, May 24th, 2016. You heard it here.